I'd like to introduce this newest version of internationalized Xiangqi. It has a redesigned board, and I use Staunton style pieces. The king represents the general. I have two queens to represent guards, bishops to represent the elephants or ministers, knights represent the horses, rooks represent chariots. Have this cannon specifically designed for this set, and pawns. And you can see the board. The fortress is highlighted in gold, the river by blue. And the unique aspect of this set is that pieces are played inside the squares, not on the intersection of lines. There are a lot of good instructional videos on YouTube, and I'll just review a little bit of piece movements. So the rook or chariot is the only piece that moves identical to its Western counterpart. It can move as many as you want, up and down the file, or left and right along the row. It captures the same way it moves. Pawns move one forward. They can never move backwards. Once they cross the river, they can also move left or right, as well as forward. They capture the same way they move. Cannons move the same way as rooks, but they don't capture the same way as a rook or the chariot. This black cannon cannot capture the white rook in front of it unless there were a piece in front of it. It could be white or it could be black, and the piece interposed between these two pieces is called the cannon mount. Now the cannon can jump over and capture. Right? It doesn't matter where the cannon is or the cannon mount, as long as the cannon mount is at some point in between the cannon and the piece it's going to capture. Knights move the same way as knights in Western chess. The only difference is that they can be blocked. So if I put a white playing piece to every square to which this black knight can move, I'll have these 8 pieces, 8 squares to where the black knight can move and capture. It can't jump over a piece. So the knight moves first, moves straight, either to the left or to the right, or up and down. After it moves that one square straight, it can move out to the left or right diagonally. It's important to remember that order, because if there's a piece in the square in front of it on its first move, it blocks it. So now this black knight cannot capture either of these white knights. It can't move to those squares. If this white pawn were over here, that would be no problem. Now the black knight can jump, right? This point won't block. And again, it doesn't matter if it's black or white. It blocks the knight from movement. Okay, so if the black cannon is placed here at this square, the black knight cannot capture this cannon, and it cannot capture this pawn. It's blocked. But if it were the black cannon placed at this square, it doesn't affect the movement of the black knight. Elephants or ministers, which are represented by the bishop, move 2 squares diagonally. They cannot cross the river, and they also cannot jump over pieces. So this black minister could come back and capture the white pawn. But if there were a piece in the middle, it could be black or white, it would block the movement. Now this black minister or elephant cannot jump over to capture the white pawn. The king or the general and the 2 guards are restricted in movement to the fortress, the gold highlighted in gold. Kings move 1 up and down at a time, or to the left and the right, and guards move 1 at a time diagonally. Right? And another important point to mention about kings is that they act as rooks with respect to each other along this file, so they can never face each other directly. So this black king could not move into this square because it would be facing the white king directly. If there were a piece interposed, okay, that's no problem, it can move. And then if the piece was white, it would be pinned. White couldn't move it, because if white moved it, now the kings are looking at each other directly. Okay? So that's the basic movement. This set's great because it has extra pieces, and on the back of the board is traditional Western chess. So you can play either Chinese chess or Western chess with this set. You see the traditional Western chess set in the back. It's available. I don't know which retail stores carry it, but any retail store can get it from Alliance Distributors. And it does come with an illustrated manual. So it's pretty straightforward. So enjoy.